Evening all. Hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. Um, I'll leave you with the calendar as usual for a while. As you can see, it's a bit on the warm side tonight, but we'll get going fairly shortly, and everyone can go and have a cold shower probably. But it's get a beer time. Tonight we're back on the Cobra. Cheers, everybody. All right, just like we got most people, in fact, probably all of them. If there's any trouble, Mick, as I said, I've got not only I can put the answer sheets up, so if we start having streaming problems tonight or buffering problems, we can put I'll put the sheets up and you read the questions from now. But generally, yeah, G&T, Linda, good idea. What's everybody? What's their tipple? G&T, plenty of ice and lemon, no doubt. Dave must be on the San Miguel for sure. On a night like tonight. I popped into the club at lunchtime today. Had some tea and stuff. Yeah, you have to do things, Dave, differently, Dave. The club's looking very smart and clean and tidy. Looks quite nice. They've given it a good coat of paint everywhere. Put some new flooring down. Painted all the chairs. I think Viv and Steve are already signed in, Mick. Yeah, Steve and hi from Viv and Steve. Yeah, they were. Yeah, no, they're already in, Mick. Don't worry. They're on the live feed. They've already started. Yeah, see. Hi, Mick. It's about as good as my spelling. Right, yo. I guess everybody hears me loud and clear, even you, Dave. I will start as usual. So, Dave, the bar is open every day from 12 till 3, and it's open from 12 till 10 all day Friday, all day Saturday. And you've got bingo on a Sunday from 7 till 10, I think. I think that's it. So good to see you survived the grandchildren on a day like today. Just stick them in a paddling pool and away they go. Right, just got one thing to do before we start, and we'll get going. Right. Okay. Okay, we've had all the doors open today, so I just sort of closed the doors just to get everything right. Okie dokie. Here we go then. Round one, question number one. Baloo features in which book and film? Baloo, B-A-L-O-O, features in which book and film? Question number 2. Who is the last of the Tudor monarchs? So question number 2. Who was the last of the Tudor monarchs? Question number 3. In which sport would you come across a competition called a Madison? So question 3. In which sport would you come across a competition called a Madison? Madison. Question number 4. Which of these countries is not crossed by the equator? Is it Kenya, India, or Brazil? So question 4, which of these countries is not crossed by the equator? Kenya, India, or Brazil? Question number 5. The Wombles famously chose their names from an old atlas in Great Uncle Bulgaria's study. Which country was Tobermory looking at when he chose his name? So the Wombles famously chose their names from an old atlas in Great Uncle Bulgaria's study. Which country was Tobermory looking at when he chose his name? Question number 6. With his bald head and glasses, he is never slow to show his appreciation of a fine pudding on MasterChef. Who is he? What's his name? So with his bald head and glasses, he is never slow to show his appreciation of a fine pudding on MasterChef. Who is he? What's his name? Question number 7. Who camped under the shade of the Coolibah tree? It's in a song, but who camped under the shade of a Coolibah tree? Music question for you, Dave, as such. In the 1995 epic Braveheart, this is question 8, Mel Gibson played which historical Scottish hero? So question 8, in the 1995 epic Braveheart, Mel Gibson played which historical Scottish hero? Question number 9. What fruit is the basis of the spirit Calvados? Question 9. What fruit is the basis of the spirit Calvados? And finally, question number 10 in this round. Which gold medal winning Paralympian is known as the werewolf? So question 10, which gold medal winning Paralympian is known as the werewolf? We are joined by my able assistants in this lovely hot weather that seems to be melting us all. Okay then, let's do our normal recap. Here we go then. Round 1. Question 1. Baloo features in which book and film? Question 2. Who was the last of the Tudor monarchs? Question 3. In which sport would you come across a competition called a Madison? Question 4. Which one of these countries is not crossed by the equator? Kenya, India or Brazil? 5. The Wombles famously chose their names from an old atlas in Great Uncle Bulgaria's study. Which country was Tobermory looking at when he chose his name? With his bald head and glasses, he's never slow to show his appreciation of a fine pudding on MasterChef. Who is he? What's his name? Question number 7. Who camped under the shade of a coolibah tree? Question 8. In the 1995 epic Braveheart, Mel Gibson played which historical Scottish hero? Question 9. What fruit is the basis of the spirit Calvados? And question 10. Which gold-winning Paralympian is known as the werewolf? No, Baloo, Dave, I've written it down. You can read it now. Okay, I'll give you a minute on those. Right. We'll take these off the screen. Got me back. And as we had problems last week, this is what we've got this week. So, question 1, Baloo features in which book and film? That's the Jungle Book. Question 2 was the last of the Tudor monarchs. It was Elizabeth I. In which sport would you come across a competition called a Madison? That's cycling. It's a team race. Question 4, which of these countries is not crossed by the equator? It's India. Question 5, Tobermory was looking at Scotland. He was looking at the Isle of Mull, Tobermory being there. Who's the bald-headed presenter of MasterChef, basically? That's Greg Wallace. Who camped under the shade of a coolibah tree? That was the Jolly Swagman. Question 8, Mel Gibson played William Wallace. Question 9, what is the basis of spirit Calvados? It's apples. All those put pears, unlucky. And who was the Paralympian called werewolf? That was David Weir. So there you go. Jungle Book, Elizabeth I, cycling, India, Wombles of Scotland. 6, Greg Wallace. 7, Jolly Swagman. 8, William Wallace. 9, Apple. And 10, David Weir, the wheelchair racer. I think he's probably just about retired now, but I think he still does Great West runs and stuff. But okay, hopefully the answers should be pinging through. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, everyone's done that one right. Okay, good. Not too difficult. Let's get rid of those. Got me back. Oh, he says try not to destroy everything. Okay, here we go then, round 2. Question 1. Which bridge was both the longest and tallest suspension bridge when it was opened in 1937, and it carries US Route 101? So question 1, which bridge was both the longest and tallest suspension bridge when it opened in 1937? It carries US Route 101. Question number 2. Seeing as we got golf back now. Question 2. The US Open Golf Championship has been contested since what year? Is it 1875, 1885 or 1895? So question 2. The US Open Golf Championship has been contested since what year? 1875, 1885, or 1895? Question number 3. What is the name of the Wordsworth poem which begins, I wandered lonely as a cloud? That famous line. So what is the name of the Wordsworth poem that begins, I wandered lonely as a cloud? What's it called? Question number 4. Kirsty Young replaced Sue Lawley as host of which BBC radio programme in 2006? Kirsty Young replaced Sue Lawley as host of which BBC radio programme in 2006? Question number 5. In the children's series Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, what was the name of the tortoise? There's one, he dragged your memories back to Bill and Ben. So in the children's series Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, what was the name of the tortoise? Or tortoise? Question number 6. Harris tweed is made using which material? Harris tweed is made using which material? Question number 7. In which decade did Mickey Mouse make his first appearance? 1910s, 1920s, or the 1930s? So, question 7. In which decade did Mickey Mouse make his first appearance? 1910s, 1920s, or 1930s? Question number 8. Marlin, Dory, D-O-R-Y, and Gill, G-I-L-L, are characters from which 2003 animated movie? So Marlin, Dory, and Gill, as opposed to Jill, are characters from which 2003 animated movie? Oh, a few movie questions tonight. Question number 9. In which part of the world are you most likely to be if you were having a clootie dumpling? C-L-O-O-T-I-E. So in which part of the world would you most likely be if you were having a clootie dumpling? Finally, question 10 in this round, before we put them up on the screen. From which song do these lyrics come from? No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. So from which song do these lyrics come from? No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. So from which song? So here we go. Quick recap then. Which bridge was both the longest and tallest suspension bridge when it was opened in 1937? It carries US Route 101. The US Open Golf Championship is contested since what year? 1875, 1885, or 1895? What is the name of the Wordsworth poem that begins, I wandered lonely as a cloud? Question 4. Kirsty Young replaced Sue Lawley as host of which BBC radio programme in 2006? In the children's series Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Man, what was the name of the tortoise? Question 6. Harris tweed is made using which material? 7. In which decade did Mickey Mouse make his first appearance? 1910s, 1920s, or 1930s? Marlene, Dory, and Gil are all characters from which 2003 animated movie? In which part of the world would you most likely be if you were having a clootie dumpling? I'm looking for a country there, really. And 10, which song do these lyrics come? No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. I'll give you a quick minute to have a look at that while I slurp. As usual, I'm doing the easy bit tonight. Anne's doing the hard bit. Next round, as usual, I'll put up some pictures. They are pictures. It has come off of the internet, so it's nothing that I've done. So there might be one or two difficult ones in there, but hey, I think most of them are easy on this one. Right, okay, I think answers to this round. Question number 1. Which bridge was the longest and tallest suspension bridge? That, of course, was the Golden Gate Bridge. The US Open Golf Championship has been contested since 1895. The poem I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud is called Daffodils. Question 4. Kirsty Young replaced Sue Lawley as host of Desert Island Discs. In the children's series Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men, the name of the tortoise was Slow Coach. Harris tweed is made from wool. Mickey Mouse first appearance was in the 1920s. Marlene, Dory, and Gil are all characters in Finding Nemo. Clootie dumpling, you'd be in Scotland. If you was eating a clootie dumpling, you'd probably be elsewhere, but mainly Scotland. And finally, these lyrics, no dark sarcasm in the classroom, teachers leave them kids alone. That, of course, is Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. Okay, get rid of those. And just so you got them, there they all are. Golden Gate Bridge, 1895. Daffodils, Desert Island Disc, Slow Coach, wool, 1920s, Finding Nemo, Scotland, and Another Brick in the Wall. And a slurp. Okay, let's have a quick look, because I have to flick between screens to see what's been happening. Scott, 7 out of 10 again. Yeah, just for you, Mick. I thought you might know that one. Dave's in his repertoire. That's assuming we ever get him another gig. Right. Okay. Back to. Let's get rid of that. Okay. As promised, give you 5 minutes or so on the pictures. And here we go. 15 of them, 1 point each. I hope you can see them all. I know some of you are on small screens, but there we go. 15. I'll give you 5 minutes or so to have a go at those. I don't think some of them are going to be too difficult for you. Might be one or two of you can't quite recognise, but generally that's it. I think there was only about 2 or 3 I didn't know, but this is straight off of the internet, so they're as clear as they can be. Hopefully you can see them, Scott. Probably got them up on the television. Okay, back in the room. Time for some answers. Dave says he's got 14 out of 15. So I'm not sure which one he didn't know. I didn't think they'd be too difficult. So here we go with the answers. So number 1 is Cuddles. 2 was the Clangers. 3 was Andy Pandy. 4 was Finger Bobs. I didn't know Finger Bobs. 5 Pinky and Perky. 6 Orville. 7 Pinocchio. 8 Spit the Dog. 9 Sooty. 10 Roland Rat without the A, the way I spelt it. 11 Muffin the Mule. Not sure we can do that anymore, but there you go. 12 is Zippy. 13 Gordon the Gopher. 14 Punch and Judy. And 15 is Liz. Oh no, Lord Charles. Sorry, you've got me at it now, Dave. So Cuddles, Clangers, Andy Pandy, Finger Bobs, Pinky and Perky, Orville, Pinocchio, Spit the Dog, Sooty, Roland Rat, Muffin the Mule, Zippy, Gordon the Gopher, Punch and Judy, Lord Charles. Coming through. Ah. So Jill's the know-it-all, eh? 15, eh, Jill? That sounds good. Scott, 14, didn't know Cuddles. Okay, so I'm flicking backwards and forwards between screens so I can see the scores, but I'll leave it up to my wonderful assistant as they're coming through. So I assume Dave got 14 without him checking the answers. Believe that, believe anything. Okay, let's move on to round 3 of the written bit. Go. Round 3 of the written bit. Question number 1. What was the capital of Australia between the years 1901 and 1927? So question 1. What was the capital of Australia between the years of 1901 and 1927?
Steve's got a problem with the sound. He's lost the sound.
He's lost the sound.
Did you put the
I put sounds back on.
Maybe it's just a little bit behind.
Steve, did you want the answers again? Did you want the answers? Put them quickly up for you. As he hasn't put a score through.
No.
I'll leave those answers up there, and I'll ask a couple of questions. I'll ask a question behind it. I don't know if you're with us, Steve, or if you've lost your sound, I can do the questions. Has he got a score yet?
No.
See if you can put a score.
You might be a little bit behind, so you won't see the things until.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I just still have this picture showing and no sound. Think you must be buffering, Steve. What? I'll move on. See if we can catch up anyway. What I'll do then. Yeah. All right. Whoops. Right. Okay. Let's continue on with the quiz. What I'll do then. I don't know if yeah. I'll put the questions up on the screen. I'll read through them, but maybe Steve will catch up with us. So we got to question number 2. In car technology, what does the acronym ABS stand for? Question 3. Which character in the Robert Louis Stevenson novel Treasure Island ran the spyglass in? Question 4. In which sport might you complete a half pass, a PF and leg yield? Question 4. In which sport might you complete a half pass, a PF and leg yield? Five. If a bird was described as being palmiped, what characteristic would it have or possess? So if a bird is described as being palmiped, what characteristic would it possess? What nationality was the surrealist painter René Magritte? Question number 6. What nationality was the surrealist painter René Magritte? Question 7. What flower was referred to in Chaucer and Shakespeare as a gilly flower? Was it a rose, a carnation, or a daffodil? Question 8. In which perfume house markets the perfume opium? So which perfume house markets the perfume opium? 9. In Greek mythology, the Watchman with 100 Eyes shares its name with which UK retail chain? So in Greek mythology, the Watchman with 100 Eyes shares its name with which UK retail chain? And 10. If you ordered calamari in a restaurant, what would you be eating? Done that. Sorry about that. Didn't want you to see my screen. That nearly wiped everything out. So anyway, there's the round 3. Capital Australia between 1901 and 1927. What does ABS stand for? Which character novel Treasure Island in the Spyglass Inn? What sport might you complete a half pass, a PF and leg yield? If a bird was described as being palmiped, what characteristic would it possess? What nationality is the surrealist painter René Magritte? What flower was referred to in Chaucer and Shakespeare as a gilly flower? 8. Which perfume house markets the perfume opium? In Greek mythology, the Watchman with 100 Eyes shares its name with the UK, which UK retail chain? And 10. If you ordered calamari in a restaurant, what would you be eating? So hopefully you've caught up with us now, Steve and Viv. They think they have. They said they're okay now. So just before I give you the answers, at the moment, Dave's on 27, Linda on 32, Scott, Mick, Steve and Jill are all on 28. Close tonight. Okay, here we go with the answers to this round then. So question 1, what's the capital of Australia between the years of 1901 and 1927? That was Melbourne. In car technology, ABS stands for anti-lock braking system. Which character in the Robert Louis Stevenson novel Treasure Island ran the spyglass in? That was Long John Silver. 4. In which sport might you complete a half pass, a PF and leg yield? That's dressage. I'll take equestrian, horses, something like that. 5. If a bird was described as being a palmiped, what characteristic would it possess? Well, it'd be web-picked feet, so like a duck, or like me in the wet weather. 6. What nationality was the surrealist painter René Magritte? He was Belgian. The gilly flower was a carnation. Question 8. Opium is marketed by Yves Saint Laurent. Greek mythology, the Watchman with 100 Eyes shares its name with a UK retail chain. That's Argos. And if you ordered calamari in a restaurant, what would you be eating? You would be eating squid. So I'm back. And out of 3. There we go. There's the answers. Melbourne, anti-lock braking system, Long John Silver, dressage, web feet, Belgian, Carnation, Yves Saint Laurent, Argos, and Squid. Score's coming in, yeah. Everyone okay?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're a gilly fowler, not a gilly flower. You spelt it wrong, Jill. Ah. Yeah, Dave likes his tapas and seafood and calamari. Right. Back to there. Let's get rid of those off of the screen. Got me back. Okay. Already on to round 4 tonight for the written quiz. Goes quick. I'm not hanging about, but here we go. So, round 4, question number 1. Anya, A-N-Y-A, and Pentland javelin are types of what? Anya and Pentland javelin are types of what? Question number 2. Who was the first famous non-royal to appear on a UK postage stamp? Was it William Shakespeare, Winston Churchill, or Florence Nightingale? So question number 2. Who was the first famous non-royal to appear on a UK postage stamp? Was it William Shakespeare, Winston Churchill, or Florence Nightingale? Question number 3. Marvin is the name of the paranoid android in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Who wrote it? Marvin is the name of the paranoid android in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Written by whom? Question number 4. In which year of the 90s was the first cloned mammal, Dolly the sheep, born? So in which year in the 90s was the first cloned mammal, Dolly the sheep, born? Got a choice of 10. So Dolly the sheep, born in which year? Question number 5. I don't need to know the names. How many US states begin with the letter I? So I don't need to know them, just how many. The names of how many US states begin with the letter I? Question number 6. From which country does Gouda cheese originate? From which country does Gouda, G-O-U-D-A, cheese originate? Question number 7. In which country would you find the Flemington Racecourse? In which country would you find the Flemington Racecourse? It's in horse racing. So in which country would you find the Flemington Racecourse? Sure some of you might have been there. I certainly haven't been anywhere near it. I struggled to get as far as Worcester Racecourse, let alone anywhere else. So question 7, in which country would you find the Flemington Racecourse? Question 8, half a point for each of these. Which two actors played Alfie in the 1966 and the 2004 films of the same name? So half a point for each. Which two actors played Alfie in the 1966 and the 2004 films of the same name? Question number 9. So, going to give you some events. So, question 9. Which year did Winston Churchill resign from his post as Prime Minister due to ill health? Ruth Ellis was the last woman to be hanged in the UK, and Stirling Moss became the first English winner of the British Grand Prix. So question 9, which year did Winston Churchill resign from his post as Prime Minister due to ill health? Ruth Ellis was the last woman to be hanged in the UK, and Stirling Moss became the first English winner of the British Grand Prix. Finally, question number 10 tonight. Which position did the Conservative government did Theresa May hold prior to becoming Prime Minister? So which position in the Conservative government did Theresa May hold prior to becoming Prime Minister? So here we go, recap time. So question 1, Annual and Pentland Javelin are types of what? Who was the first famous non-royal to appear on a UK postage stamp? Was it William Shakespeare, Winston Churchill, or Florence Nightingale? Marvin is the name of the paranoid android in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, written by whom? 4, in which year of the 90s was the first cloned mammal Dolly the sheep born? The names of how many US states begin with the letter I? Don't need to name them, just how many. From which country does Gouda cheese originate? 7, in which country would you find the Flemington Racecourse? 8, which two actors played Alfie in the 1966 and the 2004 films of the same name? 9, which year did Winston Churchill resign from his post as Prime Minister due to ill health? Ruth Ellis, last woman to be hanged in the UK, and Stirling Moss became the first English winner of the British Grand Prix. And finally, question 10. Which position in the Conservative government did Theresa May hold prior to becoming Prime Minister? I'll give you a minute just to digest a couple of those, a couple of longer questions. I think the last 2 rounds are a bit harder than the first few, but unfortunately that's the way the cookie crumbles. So here we go then. I think on the answers it might say a point for each for number 8, but it is only half a point, so you're only making 1 point for the whole question. Here's me. Right, round 4 answers on the screen. Annual and Pentland Javelin are potatoes. Who was the first famous non-royal to appear on the UK postage stamp? It was William Shakespeare in 1964. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was written by Douglas Adams. Dolly the sheep was cloned in 1996. 4 US states beginning with the letter I: Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa. Should have got that one, Scott, definitely. Question 6, from which country does Gouda cheese originate? That's Holland or Netherlands. In which country would you find the Flemington Racecourse? That's down in Australia. I don't know if you've been there, Mick or Pauline, or anywhere near it. 8, which two actors played Alfie? 1966, 2004. It's Michael Caine and Jude Law. As it's only half a point for each. I've just missed off the half when I was typing the answers. The year all those events happened was 1955. And finally, Theresa May was Home Secretary before she became Prime Minister. I'll leave those up on the screen for a minute or so while the
Very close, Winnie.
whoa. Going into the last round, there was only 1 point between all 6 of you. 4 of you had 34 and 2 of you had 33. So all to play for in the last round for the wonderful prize of nothing. Okay, hopefully all the scores are coming through. I haven't checked on flicking screens backwards and forwards. Right, I've got some good news for you in some ways. You've all got a week off next Tuesday. Myself and we're away for a few days. So we're going down to the New Forest and join all the happy throng down on the coast down there for a couple of days, while just to have a break. So there is no quiz next Tuesday night. Now, when I was up at the club today, I did speak briefly to the man up there to see what we could do about the quiz coming back. I know he's already spoken to Mike and has sort of said, yeah, well, if the skills get going, we'll see, because the bar's not open on a Tuesday night, but we'll see how it goes. However, I did broach the subject with him of doing it on a Friday night, because at the moment they can't have any entertainment up there. So it could be, I'll have a chat with Mike probably on Thursday and Dave and whatever, and see whether we can get people going. But it may be that we can get the quiz resurrected during club opening hours. Okay, the scores are in. So Dave, 37.5, not a good round for you, that last one. Linda, 42. Scott, 39. Mick, 40.5. Steve, 41. Jill, 40. So tonight's winner, Linda, with 42. Well done, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, as usual. As I said, you all have a break next Tuesday, and I should be back with you the Tuesday after, all things being equal. But as I say, we are away for a few days, and as I say, we'll have a chat about whether we can resurrect the quizzes up the club again, but maybe on a Friday. But to be honest, it's looking really nice. If you go on to the CCA Facebook page, someone's done a 2-minute video of the club, the way it's laid out at the moment, and it does look really nice. As I say, they've spent quite a lot of time on painting it, put the carpets down. It just looks a whole lot fresher. And in the room where the pool table is, it's got a lovely big skylight and quite a lot of light coming in. So, if you want to, and at the moment, Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, coffee, sandwiches, food is all with this 50% discount. So it's worth a visit and they're open, I think, from 10 till 3 every day, but from 10 till 10 Friday and Saturday. I think the cafe closes at 3. So that's the public information broadcast done for. So all it really says for me, hope everybody has sweltered through tonight and it's not been too bad. I've still got my beer here, so I'm going to finish that. So good night, everybody. Thanks a lot for taking part yet again, and I will see. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll keep you posted about Quiz Up the Club. Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. So anyway, yeah, let's call it a night now, and cheers, everybody. Time to sign off. Right. Just no air.